At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, all you can bring with yourself is who you've become, right? The choices you've made throughout your whole life, who you have chosen to transform into, right? The journey of the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly and growing wings and remembering its own origin is what each and every soul came here on earth to journey through, right? This analogy applies to so many different spheres in our life, right? Accepting the imminent and fundamental and central place that death has in life. Death is what gives meaning to life. And we all have to remember this fundamental truth so that we can journey in a more harmonious way the different events that are presently being placed on our path, individually and also collectively, right? The person I was yesterday is dead forever, cannot come back to life. But that was necessary so that the person who I am today could be born, right? Could be. Our body is continuously regenerating itself. Every cells in our body are in continuous regeneration. Death, like they die and then they are reborn again. When we go to sleep at night, it very well can be understood and perceived as a micro death, right? We die each night that we go to sleep so that we can be reborn again in the morning when the sun rises and the light of our conscious awareness comes back into the physical body for another journey, another day of participation, of engagement with the game of life. Remember that light is the source of life. Everything originates from the light, right? Your physical body, your tangible body, that which you can perceive, see in the mirror or touch or feel, is built from food. And food comes from the earth, right? You sow a seed in the earth, you water it, and then with the solar energy, right, the light energy from the sun, eventually it produces a vegetable, a fruit, right? A plant which then gives a fruit. It's important to remember that because we cannot be afraid of our light any longer. The light is us. It's source creation. Okay? And the more areas of darkness there is, the more it's going to be a shock when the light starts shining on these areas. It's not good, it's not bad, it simply is what it is. When you've been asleep for so long, right, in the confine of like your room and it's pitch black and dark and you're super comfortable in your bed and in your sheets, and then somebody walks inside the room and turns the light on, it's not nice, it's not comfortable, but it's necessary. And in this analogy, the person, so to speak, that turns the light on might just be the sun rising in the morning, right? Sooner or later, we all have to remember that we all agreed to come here. And participation, life is a game of participation. We cannot stay on the sideline any longer. We cannot be passive any longer. We have to start engaging and taking action with what our heart tells us is right to do. Okay? We all have our own light inside of us. Light is synonymous with truth. Okay? We all have our own truth. Okay? And the more we choose to reconnect with our own truth and we start walking in our own truth, the more we start shining light and dispelling the darkness and the confusion. that is everywhere to be seen within societies these days on all level. It's okay. It's been that way for way too long now. I always knew deep down that something was wrong, something was off with the way society and just how life in general was being lived here on earth when I was very young, actually. Now I remember why I always had that perception, that perspective. Okay? And the truth of it all is that we're all in the same boat. We're all in this adventure together. We're all here to help each other's back home. Okay? We're all walking each other's back home every day. And remember that there is nothing that you do that does not have an impact on the whole. Every single thing you do, every choices you make, every choices to show up for yourself, to do the things that are uncomfortable, to get out of bed, okay? To assess your life, to be honest with yourself, to look at yourself in the mirror and stay rooted in radical honesty. That does have an impact on the whole collective of humanity. There's nothing that you do that is only for you. Remember this truth. Fundamentally, at the core level, we're all one. We're all connected under the same source, under creation itself. Personally, I find much power in that remembrance. The remembrance that everything that I do every day is not only for me. And especially when days are hard. It's gray outside, there's a lot of bad news. Can't always be like super happy and positive, right? It all goes up. Anything that goes up eventually goes back down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's called rhythm. Okay, it's the alternation between two opposite poles, right? Like the positive and the negative on a battery, for example. That's what allows for the current to be generated, to the field to be generated. And consciousness is a psychic substance produced in the awareness of opposite, right? So if you only would have light, you would not be able to have a game to play. The same thing goes with darkness. Okay, you need both. And what you need even more is to remember that you are not just light or you are not just darkness, but you are in fact both. And you are the one standing above, right? Or on the edge or on the circumference of the sphere of life. In other words, you are the observer of the game of life, which is made possible and is sustained through the two polarities of creation. Yin, yang, male, female, day, night, etc., etc., etc. All right? So on that note, I'm wishing y'all the best day ever. Continue moving forward on your dream. And yeah, you're not alone, my friend. You're not alone. You never were and never will be. And what a time to be alive. All right? Let's make this one the best day ever.